When a client has been significantly injured and they are going to need future medical care, future medical counseling, future medications, a very smart thing to do is to plan that into a structure. What a client will do is they will figure out, you know what, I'm going to need this amount of money 5 years from now because, you know, maybe I need to change out my prosthetic, or maybe I need a certain amount of medication every month for the rest of my life. You can figure out up front how much money to put aside, and then every month you will get a check guaranteed at least for the amount of medications for the rest of your life. I had handled a massive brain injury case where a beautiful 16-year-old was in a very bad car accident, and a fence came through the windshield and shattered her brain. The structured settlement I was able to help her set up has really gone a long way in helping her to have a life. She's been able to experiment with many different types of medical procedures. She has been able to have people come in and help her with speech therapy and occupational therapy. And the money she gets every month has been so spectacular for her to give her a life, because her life is already radically affected by this tragedy. So, you know, I get a call from her mom at least 3 times a year saying, thank you so much for looking out for the care of my daughter in the future, because every month I think of you and I just need to call and thank you. Over the course of my career, whenever I have represented a minor child, I have talked to the parents and strongly encouraged them to put a portion of the settlement into a structured account. So what generally happens is I will meet with the client and we will allow the client to pick a plan that we believe the court will approve, because every dollar that a minor gets has to be approved through the court. Courts generally prefer things that are going to make this tragedy in the child's life worked for the good of the child. So for example, the courts will always encourage a child and the parents of that child to put the money into an educational fund. So from the time the child is 18 to 22, the court's going to want a portion of that money to be coming to the children from 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, so they can pay for their books, pay for their education, pay for room and board, and that way whatever tragedy has bestowed this child at a young age, it can turn into something good for the child. When you get a large enough settlement, it is a very good idea to take some of that money up front. Take a portion of it up front to help you get through the rough patch that you've just been through. But then I encourage other clients to, after they take that money up front, is to put a portion of that into a settlement and structure it. The money that you earn in a structured settlement, that money is earning tax-free interest. And the interest on top of the interest is earning interest, and it continues to grow and grow and grow. So if you take a certain percentage of the money up front to get you through the first 5 years, but then you choose to allow the structure to now start making payments to you yearly, now you are guaranteed a certain amount of money going in the future. The client gets to choose when that money will start benefiting them, and they can kind of plan their future around that structure, which is a very big comfort for those clients. Dealing with Pat Farber has been a joy over the years. My clients love Pat. They meet a man who's very sensitive to the issue they have just been through. You have to remember that my clients, they all have been through some tragedy. And Pat has such insight in that. He's so spectacular with the clients, not only for being caring, but to really listen to them and to really understand what they're trying to achieve. And he will work with them and spend as much time as is necessary to make sure they are comfortable and make sure they are getting what they want.